So first off, we'll start the video. We don't see anything yet. World Championship predictions. But more importantly, we got more important things to attend to.
Brother.
Sister and brother.
You want a sister and a brother? Ryan, where's the baby?
And mommy's belly.
Yeah.
There we go. Baby number 2. Baby number 2 on the way. Woo! I did it. I did it. The playmaker, he arrives, or she arrives. We'll see. Arrives on Thanksgiving. So Giblet's very excited to be a big brother. So that should be a good time. So just want to get that out of the way. Now let's go over to predictions. I figured so the YouTube people know. But baby's coming. Very, very exciting indeed. The only problem is around Thanksgiving. Who knows when the next World Championship is, but usually it hangs around that area. Who knows if I'll be there? Who knows? We'll try and be there, but, you know, more important things to attend to. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks, Razor. Thanks, everyone else. Let's get into these predictions. So these predictions, it's gonna be an interesting tournament, right? Because we saw DreamHack Dallas. We saw how literally anyone can win any series, and there you have more second lives than you do at the World Championship. World Championship is basically extremely ruthless, so we'll see how that goes down. I put the schedule down at the bottom, as you can see behind the text a little bit, because I think the schedule matters a lot. The schedule, like the reason why I waited for this prediction video till so late is because I was waiting for the schedule to at least appear on Wikipedia, so people knew about it. But this is the actual schedule that we will be showing the games in. So, and I think that matters actually a decent amount into how you predict some of the games. So I wanted to wait until that came up, and that came up this morning, which works out because I was going to have to do it either way today. So here we go. Let's talk predictions. We'll start in Group A, and we'll work all the way through Group A. Then we'll go to Group B, Group C, Group D, and we'll do it that way. So it's a little hard to read the schedule because it's hard to see when the games are. But for Group A, there's only one game on day number 1. That's Energy versus INTZ. And then the next day, the winner will play PSG to open the day, or basically open the day. I'm not sure if it's the actual first game. And then the loser will close the day versus PSG. So in that instance, whoever loses this game has a decently disadvantage, or like at least a small disadvantage going against PSG, who has been on stage in that same exact day. While the winner, they get a little bit of an advantage where they get their land nerves out on day number 1. They get to play PSG day number 2. That is like a fresh game, so I don't think it's like that problematic for PSG. But, you know, anyway, let's get into it. So Energy versus INTZ. Sam as a whole, like after watching their stuff, they're definitely less polished. The one thing I like to see from the regional championship, like everyone talks about, Sam has speed and all that stuff, but the two teams that made it were the ones that weren't necessarily always using speed, trying to slow it down, trying to go for passing plays. You saw a lot from INTZ and a lot from Loki, and honestly, like INTZ looked better versus Erodian than Loki did, but then obviously Loki kind of smacked them around when they met in the grand finals. But like these guys have a chance, obviously, but I don't see it. Like I think Energy wins this one relatively easily. Plus, it's like they're brand new to this, right? You know, so this is their first time on stage, basically at a LAN. I'm not sure how much LAN experience they have. I have to find that out before going into the tournament. But I'll go a 3-0 to open the day for Energy. Even though that game technically doesn't open the day, it's a game later on in the schedule. But we'll go a 3-0 versus INTZ here. So Energy, they start off strong, and we'll see how that goes from there. So 3-0 there. It won't be exactly centered. I'm just like typing it in as I can. Oh, a LAN final. Okay, thank you, John. The ESL Pro League. Okay. So they have some LAN experience, but still, it's like World Championship's a whole nother beast, right? So Energy's obviously been there, done that a million times, and they also look really strong. They looked relatively weak at DreamHack when Justin was sick on their bracket day. They also, like, he wasn't that sick on day number 2, and TSM took them down. So Energy obviously was not playing at their best. And also, even when you're sick, you have to find a way to play at your best, right? So hopefully they're all healthy and happy, but that's just part of the game, right? At some point, if you're not feeling well, you still got to perform. So we'll see how Energy plays there, but I assume Energy will bounce back and play better. Like I expect a lot of these teams to. play better than they did at DreamHack Dallas, but who knows? We'll see. Like, some of these teams have to choke, right? So we'll see. But we got 3-0 for Energy, so that means that they would play PSG to open the day number 2. I think Energy will also win that series. Like, I think PSG is one of those dark horses that could win LAN. I just don't see it versus NRG. I think Energy, one, it's basically a hometown crowd for them, right? 2 of them, Fireburner and Justin, are within driving distance, basically, to the Prudential Center. So they're going to have a lot of family and friends. Who knows if that helps? Like, sometimes that actually hurts, where some nerves come into play. But because you actually have, like, people you know watching you, and I could see that happening. But I think Energy will win. We'll go 3-2. We'll make it exciting, and I think PSG will fall there. And then later they'll play INTZ. I do think PSG will win this series. We'll go 3-1. I should have done it the other way. Oh, no. This was a bad idea. All right, there we go. We'll do that, and we'll move it over. So we'll go a 3-1 there for PSG. So that would mean Energy. Here. We're in an editing software just so I can easily move stuff around. So NRG, we're going to copy and paste. All right. I think that worked, hopefully. Oh, God, no, it didn't work. No! All right, hold on. Let's see. Oh, God. You were supposed to be the one. Oh, it's because we're not in the right layer. That's why. All right. You know, fun stuff. See if this works. There we go. Now we can just move Energy over. Boom. Group A, number 1, NRG. And Group A, number 2, will be PSG. Feel free to chat and chat. Ask me questions if you want. I'll try and get to them between the groups for each one. But this first group, I think, out of all the groups, might be the most standard or the most least prone to upsets. I guess PSG could take down Energy. But, like, out of all the groups, I would say this one's probably least prone to upset. Actually, maybe the Cloud9 group. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Because it all depends. All right, there we go. Got PSG. Oh, I am a Plat 3 in that and so far. I am terrible at this stuff. So, yeah. Why do they change the schedule? Like, if C9 wins the first match, they won't play on the second day. Like, isn't that stupid? Like, someone has to not play on the second day. That's just the way it is. The other way was other teams not playing on the second day. This way gives Energy and Vitality both. They will play on each day, so the number 1 seeds will at least be showcased on a Friday and a Saturday. Yeah. But basically, the reason why this schedule is like this, one, like, the other schedule was never official. So I'm not sure where that came from, but that was never official. Like, no one ever made that schedule. But the reason why we do it this way, where the winner plays the second game, is so no one gets eliminated on day 1. And we have some small advantages for, like, the top seeds in the groups to get their first game out of the way and all that stuff. And then they play a later game later on. But except for these groups, like Group A and Group B are more equal because you play one game on day 1, and then, you know, day number 2 could be day number 2 is not as crucial, where it's like, all right, it's a fresh new day, so G2, sure, small disadvantage playing whoever they play, but at least it's a brand new day, right? It's not the end of the world. So, yeah. Okay. TSM, yeah, did not qualify. Tetronics. Anyway, let's continue. So that's Group A. Now, one of the things I want to do is, like, I'm probably going to have a group that goes 1-1 just because I want to. But it will not be Group B, that is for sure. Ground Zero Gaming, do not count these guys out because they were extremely close with the Renegades, extremely close with Icon throughout the playoffs. Like everyone's talking up Renegades, right? But Ground Zero is not that far behind Renegades. So, like, Ground Zero could surprise here, and, like, you could see it with Vitality having a really bad DreamHack, and G2 being, like, they've been iffy at the World Championship the past 2 seasons, so there's definitely a possibility here. But the first game is Vitality versus Ground Zero. I do think Vitality comes out. They're just too strong, and the mechanical play is things that you just don't see, really, in OC that come out of Fairy and Scrub. And to be fair, you don't really see it in NA all that much either. It's mostly Fairy and Scrub. You see it a little bit from Justin, obviously. Like Justin and like Gimmick does some different things than what Scrub and Fairy do in terms of like 1v1 ability. But Ground Zero is like, they're going to have a hard time versus Vitality, I assume. And also, I'm going to call them Ground Zeros all the time, even though it's Ground Zero gaming. Thank you, Metal Gear. But we're going to try and not do that. But I don't think Ground Zero wins that game. So then the winner of Vitality and Ground Zeroes goes to play on G2. So we will do we'll go 3-1 as well. Like, I think Vitality is going to come out a lot stronger here. A lot of people have this game as the upset between the two number 1 seeds, but I think PSG probably has a better chance versus NRG than Vitality has against G2. G2 versus Vitality. Just because, like, G2, like, kind of depends what we see from them, right? They're, like, in this transitional period where they're trying to change up how they play. We saw that at DreamHack. I was actually very happy what I saw from G2 at DreamHack, even though they lost to a team like EG. Just because I want to see them try and adapt their play, because I think their old way of play wasn't really going to work. Chicago didn't have a great time at DreamHack Dallas. I think it's just because of trying to figure out that offense versus defense and how it's all going to work out. I just don't know if they'll have it all ready to go coming into the World Championship. It's hard to tell, right? It's been a while, so you think they do. But at the same time, they could have been working on that all season long, and that was one of the biggest detriments, I thought, to G2. Well, sure, you finished 6-1, but like, if you're trying to win a World Championship, you should be adapting your play throughout the season, and I felt like they were kind of just flat and just like, this is working here, it's going to work forever, and then they like slowly realize that that's not really going to be the way it works, and then they have, a bad DreamHack, a bad regional championship. So I'm not a big fan of how they went about it, but if they fix it all by the World Championship, that's really all that matters, right? So we'll see. Ground Zero versus G2. This smells upset alert here, but no OC team has beaten, or no OC team outside of the Renegades / the Chiefs have ever beaten a North America team or Europe team at the World Championship, so I don't think it starts here. I'm going to give this one also to G2. We'll go 3-1 as well. We'll get 3-1s across the board here. So there you go. Look at that fanciness. Bam. So we got G2. All right, here we go. Now we got to get fancy here, boys. Sorry. Fancy time. So G2 comes out as the number 2. All right, where do you go? You go somewhere over here, the NA side of the bracket. Group B. Oh, you play Energy. Look at that. Have fun, G2. And Vitality coming out. They're going to stay on the other side of the bracket. Okay. Oh, no. Screwing things up here. Feel free to ask questions again about Group B, and we'll answer some as we go. I think I broke it. There we go. Vitality. We have G2 winning. Look at that. They're sneaking in there. That's that layer. No, it's not that layer. There we go. All right. So we got Vitality versus PSG, and we have Energy versus G2. Okay, let's see if anyone's saying anything before we continue. G2 are professional jokers at Worlds. They won't beat Vitality. I don't know about that. They haven't had the greatest showings. They've had, let's see, they had the one, 4th place finish, I believe. I guess that's the best they've done, right? They haven't really done a lot, but obviously if you go all the way back to when Crow was on G2 and all that, and like IBP Cosmic, then you get a 1st place. But yeah, I guess 4th was the best. But to be fair, NA normally does relatively badly. But I guess that's kind of G2's fault, right? Because Cloud9 and Energy show up once in a while. Or Cloud9 shows up a lot and Energy shows up once in a while. And then no one else really shows up for top 4, which should be G2, right? I guess. Like if you're talking about the big 3 of NA, G2 needs to be that other pillar for NA, but it hasn't happened. So, I don't know. I'll stop predicting them and it wouldn't be a problem. Hey, man, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, G2. And I don't predict G2 all that often. And they still don't win that often. So, hey, just saying, G2. Maybe those G2 fans shouldn't blame me. Blame your boys. All right, let's move on. So, Barcelona, Renegades, and Rogue. So, this group, to me, is very interesting. I feel like this one has the best potential to go 1-1 across the board. And we're going to make it happen because I want to see one group go to tiebreakers. And we'll talk about what tiebreakers are after we decide how many games everyone wins. All right. Renegades, Barcelona. Let's talk about Renegades first. Renegades, it's funny because, like, I was sold, I was sold last World Championship. I'm like, all right, top 4 finish. All right, Renegades. I'm finally buying in, Putting my chips on the table, putting them for OC because I always doubt them all the time, but they finished top 4. I was like, you know what? Now it's time. And then they lose Drip A. And then they go to WSOE and go 0-4. And then they go to DreamHack Dallas and get no quality results. Renegades, you're killing me. You're killing me. I want to buy in at this point. I want to buy in. The only team they beat, like a DreamHack Dallas, besides one of those NA bubble teams that's, a 20-something seed, was Splice with good old Coach Jimmer. So, come on, Renegades. You got to give me something. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going Renegades here. I feel like smelling an upset here to open the day where Renegades, they actually do open the tournament, and they've done that in 3 of their 4 World Championships, and obviously that's only with Torsas, but still, Renegades, the one good thing, the one shining light that they always have is they boot camp extremely well, and they get ready for the World Championships, and I think they can surprise Barcelona and come out with the win here. Barcelona might be coming in a little too confident, even though they shouldn't be after losing the EG. I'm going to go Renegades here. So that opens up. The winner of Renegades versus Barcelona will play Rogue next, and that is on the same day. Now, this is a very difficult game for Rogue. For Group C and D, the 3rd seeds, Rogue and Triple Trouble, have a really tough task where they have to come in versus a team on the first day that have already won on stage, and they have to play their very first series. That's going to be very, very difficult. But, like, if Barcelona wins that first series, then I think they easily go 2-0 in this group. But the Renegades, because I'm not completely sold, I think they might find a way to choke this one out, and I think Rogue comes out on top here, even though it'll be a little bit harder for them to do so. But we're going to go Rogue for this one. I should have probably spaced that out better. Whatever. 3-2. That works. Oh, oops, wrong way. No, wrong way. See, they even want me to pick them. All right. So, I think Rogue sneaks this victory out. Kronovi's going to find a way. It's going to be hard for sure. Because the other 2 boys, AJ and Wonder, they haven't played at a World Championship before. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. But I'm going to go with the upset pick here then. And I'm going to go Rogue, a 3-2 win. Next up, we got Barcelona versus Rogue. It'll be on the last day. It'll be for all the marbles. And I'm going to give this one to Barcelona. Like, I think they find a way to bounce back. They do a good job with speed and possession, and that's what you need versus Rogue. Because if you give them any space, that then they start getting those passing plays going, which honestly could be the detriment when Renegades plays Rogue, where Renegades, when we saw them at DreamHack Dallas, all they were doing was rotating to the goal line, like 2 players at a time, giving up so much space. And Rogue, when we saw them have space at DreamHack Dallas, it wasn't that often, but when they do, we see like 5-part passing plays or 4-part passing plays that were really, really strong. So I do think that Rogue has a chance there. Now, what does this all mean? Well, they all tie 1-1, but let's go to game differential. That is the first tiebreaker. Barcelona, they would be at +1. Renegades would be at +0. And Rogue would be at -1. So Renegades and Barcelona move on. Now, say these guys were tied completely. Like, say these were all game 5s, then it goes to goal differential. Say it was one team was ahead of the other 2. Like, Barcelona was a +2, and everyone else was -1. Rogue and Renegades were -1. Well, then it goes to head-to-head for the other 2 tied. That's how it works for these tiebreakers. So, first tiebreaker is game differential. Second tiebreaker is goal differential. But if anyone breaks a tie when we're in game differential, you go back to game differential again, but only between the remaining tied teams, which means it would be head-to-head. So that's how it works for the tiebreakers. But for this instance, Barcelona, they still come out on top. So let's copy and paste. Oh, we got to go over here. All right, let's try this again. I think I have to redo it. Okay, here we go. All right, let's move this one. Barcelona, so they would be number 1 seed. They would have to battle back, and they would still get it. And then the Renegades would be the number 2 seed. coming out over here. So they would be on the NA side, taking the rogue spot. Not necessarily rogue spot, but people, I'll keep talking about that if NA and Europe all made it out of groups, it'd be an NA side of the bracket and a Europe side of the bracket. But hey, that's what you get when you try and make groups where every game's international play. That's just the way it works if you want a fair bracket. But let's move it over here. So Group C, number 2 is the Renegades. All right. What's my favorite RLCS moment of all time? It has to be the Justin goal. There's nothing even close to the Justin goal. I think the best goal ever, like if you're just talking about goal, it doesn't matter what else, has to be that squishy ceiling shot. Like I know Garrett's shot was insane as well, but just because of it was the first ceiling shot, plus it was a fake. It was a fake where he dipped under it. That one would have to be my favorite shot of all time. Okay. Renegades is the OCE boys. It's Torsos, Kami, and Zen. So no Drip A. We'll see how they fare without him. So far in their lands, they have not fared all that well with him, or without him. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, last group. I prefer the flip reset dunk against TSM. Like that one was fun too, but that was a little bit more lucky. Like I feel like some plays sometimes it's a little bit more fluky or a little bit more lucky, where like the ceiling shot is just complete skill. There was like really no luck involved, a fake and everything. It was great. Anyway, let's move on. Cloud9 in their group D. I feel like their group, I think they got a pretty easy one for themselves here, where Loki technically the higher seed because we got to give Sam number 1 some credit. But Cloud9 is playing 2 teams that have 0 World Championship experience, while Cloud9 sitting here with 4 titles. They've been to every World Championship since Season 4. They weren't at Season 3, right? Yeah, so since Season 4, that they've been around the block. So this one shouldn't be that difficult for them, and I expect it not to be. So we'll go 3-0 to start for Cloud9. And then they will also get to play Triple Trouble as their very first game for the World Championship, where Cloud9's already played one on stage. Now, the only thing that I could see being a huge upset is maybe Loki taking down Cloud9 in their very first game, because Cloud9, for some reason, they faltered normally in their first World Championship game of every tournament, basically. So maybe, but I just don't think Loki is good enough. So I think Cloud9 has learned, and they'll figure it out. But I think Cloud9 is going to be the only team that comes into the bracket stage without dropping a game. I think that we'll also go another 3-0 here. And then Loki versus Triple Trouble for all the marbles. On the final day, I'm going to give this to Triple Trouble. I just, after watching Sam, I'm not sold on them. But again, nerves could play a factor for either side here. And we'll see how they battle through those nerves. But I'll give Loki some games, and I think it'll be close. And I want to see Sam do well, but I just don't see it yet. But hey, that'll be more fun if they do make it, right? So we'll go Triple Trouble as that third team out of that group. So let's move on. Let's do some of our editing again. Here we go, Cloud9. Congratulations, Cloud9. So Cloud9 comes over here versus Renegades, which, if you know the history of Cloud9 and Renegades, you know who wins that one. And then Triple Trouble versus Barcelona. So full Europe side of the bracket and almost a full NA side of the bracket over here. Okay, so we got Triple Trouble coming out on this side. I could have put Sam in there just to spice it up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll do this. That's fine. Anyway, all right, let's go into this. We have NRG versus G2 Energy. They dominate NA. G2 has faltered at World Championships before. I don't expect that to change too much here. We'll go 3-1, and Energy will move on. There you go. Okay. And Cloud9 versus Renegades. Cloud9 has made a career out of destroying the Renegades, and I expect that to continue. Cloud9 will stay undefeated and go here. Next up, we have Vitality versus PSG. Vitality on the other side. They've done a really good job at destroying all of Europe until DreamHack Dallas, where they lose to Mouse Sports. Like that comes out of nowhere. But anyway, I think Vitality's turning it around here a little bit, and I'm going to give this to Vitality. PSG could make it a series. I'm going to say 3-2. I'm going to say like a reverse sweep for Vitality. Why not? Why not? And finally, Barcelona Triple Trouble. I think this is the one upset. I'm actually going to go Triple Trouble here. Now, Triple Trouble's kryptonite all season long has been Barcelona, has been how Barcelona can just possess the ball better and outshoot Triple Trouble when Triple Trouble actually outshoots literally everyone else when they play them. But I think Triple Trouble gets some revenge here. I'm going to smell an upset here. I am going to go Triple Trouble over Barcelona because as we saw earlier with Barcelona, they are not perfect in their Group C, and I think Triple Trouble has a chance here. I'm going to give this to Triple Trouble. All right, moving on. We're just going to move the teams over. Oh, God, this is actually a really bad idea. I don't know. Never mind. We're going to copy and paste again because if I do it the other way, it'll be a disaster. All right, so let's copy and paste. Feel free to ask questions. Just at me in the chat if you want a question answered for the bracket or any of the groups that I missed earlier that you want to talk about. All right, so we got NRG and we got Cloud9. Like that's gonna be a juicy game, man. Like that'll be awesome if we get this game to see who goes to the finals. That'll be really, really cool. And then we got Vitality. No, I messed it up. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. This is how we got to do it. I wanted to be fancy, and then I realized I can't be fancy, so I probably shouldn't have done it this way. But that's okay. We're here to hang out. Vitality, so it'll be an all-European semifinal, an all-NA semifinal. We'll have Cloud9 getting another top 4 finish. We'll have NRG actually doing pretty well. They got a World Championship again, like Season 5. And then we got a newcomer in Triple Trouble coming out of nowhere. God damn it, I did it again. So that should be really fun to see, like, if a brand new team to the World Championship can make some waves. And let's see. Let's see what happens. Maybe Triple Trouble can, you know? We'll see. All right. So let's see if we got any questions here. The reverse sweep, you know, it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen on PSG. Now, we'll see. Like, PSG, it was weird. PSG at DreamHack Dallas was like, all right, they're looking okay. And then, like, we just didn't see them on day 2, and they just got destroyed. 0-6, right? They lost to the Renegades. They lost to Complexity in a perfect sweep. And PSG has been on that up and up, right? Where they were clearly the number 3 team in Europe. And through, like, I think it was DreamHack Dallas qualifiers, Valencia qualifiers, league play. The only time they really weren't, and honestly, they should have been the 4th seed. They should have been over here in Group D, just because Triple Trouble beat PSG in the playoffs, but it went to league play tiebreaker. Something I personally don't agree with, but hey, what are you going to do? But PSG's been on the up and up, and then DreamHack Dallas, they fell flat. The one good thing for everyone at DreamHack Dallas that fell flat is literally every other team also fell flat. The only team that didn't was Cloud9. 1 of 8 of the teams made it to the top 4 at DreamHack Dallas. Only 1 in Cloud9. And, of course, they won the whole tournament. But everyone else had a disappointing finish. So everyone coming into this tournament was like, whatever. Maybe that's why Triple Trouble makes it. They didn't go to DreamHack Dallas. Maybe that was actually a great move because everyone sucked there. So who knows? Maybe that helped. I have no idea, but whatever. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, Energy Cloud9. So now it comes down to, all right, like Energy's been dominating Cloud9 all year long, or basically all year long. And Cloud9, though, when it comes to LAN, they usually dominate. They beat them at Season 6 World Championship in a Game 5 overtime. I have a video about the $190,000 overtime goal in Game number 5 there. Because if Cloud9 loses that game, they lose out on $190,000. That's crazy at the Season 6 World Championship. But Energy, the one good thing for them is in the past 4 World Championships, they've lost to 8 teams, obviously, because they haven't won any of them. Only 2 of those teams were not in the grand finals, and that was both times that they lost to the Chiefs. So every other team is usually one of the best teams in the entire tournament that takes down Energy. But the problem is when Energy makes it late into a tournament, they usually falter, except for X Games where they played in a tent. So maybe if we put a tent around them, maybe they'll play better. But just because no one likes to see the same people win all the time, I think it's time. We're going to go NRG wins this. We're going to move them on to the final, and I am breaking things like crazy. I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on. NRG will make it to the finals. Hopefully, it's a really good series. That would be really nice. We will give it... We'll give it a 4-3 because I think everyone wants to see the series go the distance just because these teams are so close. Like, sure, like Energy has been beating them lately. They got the 4-0 sweep and all that in the regional championships, but Cloud9 is obviously a different beast when they go to a live setting. So we're going to get NRG there. And then this one, Vitality, Triple Trouble. Like, if Vitality's made it this far, they're probably looking pretty decent. All right. So, we're going to go Vitality here, I think. I think, like, Triple Trouble, the road has to end at some point. But at the same time, it's like, the magic could keep going. I'm not really sure. You know what? Magic ends here. We're going 4-0. Vitality shows up here, showing why that like they're one of the best in the world. They find their form, and they move on to the finals. And we get the Energy Vitality series that everyone wanted at DreamHack Dallas. It wasn't as pretty last time, but I think Vitality will be in better form. I think Energy will probably be in form as well after taking down 2 of the big 3. And we get our Energy Vitality final that I think everyone still wants. Or Cloud9. Obviously, Cloud9 could easily be one of those teams in there too. And here's what's going to happen, all right? Here's what's going to happen. So, Energy is going to finally win a world championship. My phone's blowing up at the same time because they know I'm wrong. We're going to go 4-2. But because Garrett thinks that every single time that I predict them, that I curse them, which is bullshit because every team says this. Every time I predict them and they lose, like, hey, just play better. There's going to be a disqualification because we're going to find out that Justin is actually only 8 years old. And Vitality will be your winners. Okay? So that's how this is going to work out. So Justin is actually literally only 8 years old. We're going to find it out after Energy takes the series. So then Scrub is going to get that trophy that he so desperately wants. And to not jinx Energy, Vitality wins the world championship on a disqualification. And this is how we end it. And there you go. Tell me why I'm wrong, chat. Tell me why I'm wrong, and we'll answer any questions. So there you go. Vitality winner after losing in the grand finals. Or maybe we'll Vitality play Cloud9, and then Cloud9 wins it. Who knows? There is no loser bracket, Espamita. Because we have 12 teams and we're still trying to fit into a 3-day schedule. You know, things have to change up a little bit, so we go from groups into a single elimination bracket. Do you think C9 will step up once again? Like, C9 always play well at LAN. They're one of the teams that I love to watch at LAN. Like, out of all teams, it's usually like Dignitas and Cloud9 are those 2 teams that I generally pick against anyone when they go to a LAN setting. And Cloud9, you know, they know how to perform there, so they can easily win this. Like, I feel like if we're talking favorites, you might have to give the, like, so I think Energy has a slight edge over Cloud9 just because of how the bracket plays out, where they very likely play each other. But if, like, Energy and Cloud9 were on separate parts of the bracket where they have to play more European opponents, then I think Energy would be less likely to win. But I think Energy slightly probably is the favorites coming into this tournament. Then Cloud9, then probably Vitality. Because Vitality had a really bad Dallas. But I think Vitality, you know, they're obviously a big threat. They still have probably the best chance to make grand finals if, again, their bracket plays out well and they get to face all their European opponents. And because Energy and Cloud9, like, if they are the 2 favorites on the same side of the bracket. But at the same time, Europe usually wins these things, right? So maybe I'm wrong, but I would go Vitality. Then I would go Barcelona as the next favorite, even though I have them losing a couple games here or there. Then G2. Then, Barcelona. Then I would go, like, honestly, I would probably say PSG. PSG, then G2 to win the whole thing. And then I guess you'd have to go Renegades, then Triple Trouble, then Rogue, then the Sam teams, then Ground Zero, probably. Just because we don't know the Sam teams, like there's still an unknown there. So I'd put them above Ground Zero, just because of that. Like I think personally, Ground Zero is probably better than both of them, but if you're talking favorites, I would probably put both Sam teams just above Ground Zero, just because of the history of OCE and all of that. Wouldn't it be better to swap Group B and C so we can have interesting games between NA and EU in quarterfinals and not only in the finals? The problem is you want a perfect bracket going into the finals where you only have one life. And so you don't want... So say we swapped So you're saying Group C... the Group C number 1 would be in the spot of Group B number 1? Is that what you're saying? Or no, that wouldn't change anything. So... Oh, you just mean swap them. Okay, so the problem is, so say Group C was Group B. So if Barcelona was up here, they would play PSG or whatever. But on the other side, it would be Renegades playing Energy. The problem is, throughout these seeds, because we give the OC number 1 seed and the SAM number 1 seed the 3 and 4 seeds, Barcelona gets a disadvantage in that case where they are the second seed in Europe, which is the 5th seed in the entire tournament. They would have to play the number 1 seed in bracket. Say seeds worked out perfectly. So say Barcelona lost to Renegades and Renegades won this group. Barcelona would be over here versus NRG. And you would have seed 1 versus seed 5, which is not very fair. You want seed 5 versus seed 4, which would be the SAM number 1 seed, which would be over here. Which is actually going to be Cloud9. Likely, who knows? But again, they wanted to give some seed bonus to the winners of each region. So that is why you can't really swap that, just because it would be a little bit too unfair for Barcelona as that second seed coming out of this bracket. And that is what, so the whole point of the bracket is to have 1 versus 8, 4 versus 5, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6. And if you go back to the last World Championship, your number 1 seed is NA number 1, and then you go down the line. Then it'd be Europe number 1, then OCE, then SAM, then Europe number 2, and that's where it flips, where Europe is way stronger on the bottom side. So Europe 2 would be number 5 seed, NA number 2, number 6 seed, Europe 3, NA 3 as 7 and 8 seeds. So that's why you would play it out that way. And the problem is because you need to have international games in the group stage, it's very hard to actually get them to work out to play each other here. You basically want 1 versus 7 and stuff like that. And then you play 1 versus 8 in the groups, or in the bracket, I should say. So it's just hard. It's just because of the limitations of this group stage and bracket that it turns out to be, say SAM and OC don't do well, then it turns into an all NA and all Europe side of the bracket. That's the only thing. The only thing you could change is, you could have tweaked it a little bit where I could have had Cloud9 and Barcelona swap. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we couldn't, because then there'd be European teams. More Loki and Renegades could swap, but at the same time, if they swap, that still doesn't change anything if we're talking about an all NA or an all Europe final. So that's just the way it is. So you have Triple Trouble again, bought by C9, barely beating Loki, then beating Barcelona. Hell yeah, Lawler. Have you not watched Rocket League before? Have you not watched Rocket League? It's magic, man. DreamHack magic. We see weird games happen all the time. So this is how it's going to work, man. It's funny because people were talking about the favorites, and almost none of the favorites have won the World Championship. The only favorite to win it was Flipside in Season 2. And teams upsets happen all the time, and that's when you have 2 lives. Now you really only have 1 life, and in groups you pseudo have 2 lives, but you could only have 1 life here, where you could go 1-1 like Rogue does in Group C here and be eliminated. So with less lives on the line, where it's more ruthless, it's more prone to upsets. Even though I do have energy and vitality in the final, but way more prone for upsets. So. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But do you agree with me with the 1 life format really benefits NRG? Yeah, I guess so, right? Because Energy, their lower brackets, they have never done well in the lower bracket. So I guess so. Like, I don't know if that benefits Energy necessarily. Like, I don't think it benefits really anyone. Like, I think it benefits lower seeds more than higher seeds. But because of Energy's track record in their lower bracket, that is helpful, I guess. But at the same time, if no one has a lower bracket, like, I don't know. Like, they could still lose. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Should be an interesting tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So once again, you can see the schedule down here for day 1 and day 2. We start off with Renegades Barcelona to open the day. Then we have Loki versus Cloud9, so we get some of those international guys or some of the OC and Sam guys on the stage early. And then we move over to Energy INTZ, and then Renault Vitality and Ground Zero. And then we finish, who else? Oh, yeah. Then we go back to Group C and D, and we get the winner of Renegades Barcelona versus Rogue, winner of Loki and Cloud9 versus Triple Trouble. And then we finish it out on the other day with PSG coming in. So PSG will only play on day number 2. G2 will only play on day number 2. On day number 1, the winner of Renegades and Barcelona will only play on day number 1. And the winner of Group D, Loki and Cloud9, will only play on day 1. Everyone else plays on 2 days. So Vitality and Energy are guaranteed to play on both days. And then, of course, day 3, as it goes on. But if you guys have any other questions real quick, we'll round this out, and then we'll move on and play some games. Maricatu, 4-2 for Energy and Vitality winners. How? Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Energy is going to win the series, and people are going to find out because someone's going to come out with Justin's passport, and Justin's really only 8 years old, and they're going to get disqualified, and Vitality wins. That's how it works. Flip side day, Cloud9 were undisputed best teams, those lands. Like, after their lower bracket run, sure. But, like, again, like, that's why, like, those teams, like, you have to start off really well, right? At this tournament, you don't have time to get that loss. So we'll see. But, yeah, who knows? Who knows? MVP prediction. Ooh, fun. If Energy win it, like, probably will be Garrett. If Vitality win it, I can see Fairy Peak. See Fairy Peak coming out of nowhere. Because we had, like, Scrub probably should have been the MVP throughout the season. We had Cade Up get the regional championship MVP, so the trifecta. Let's get Fairy Peak, world championship MVP. Why not? That'd be fun. All right, that's going to do it for our World Championship predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll put this up on YouTube shortly if you guys missed it here on Twitch. But that'll do it. And, yeah, thank you for all the wishes about baby number 2. Woo! Thanksgiving, baby. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. World Championship. I'll see you in Jersey. I leave tomorrow. So, but, yeah, until then, we'll catch you later on YouTubes. Bye.